Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Talking Chronos. You know how sometimes you walk into a place and instantly feel like you belong? Like you finally found your people? That's exactly what happened to me. This journey began a little over 2 years ago, and I still remember the day I walked into the old Benbridge location at Victoria Gardens. After a few pretty mediocre experiences at other ADs, I'll be honest, I was skeptical about what I was stepping into. But then I met Brandon, and from our very first conversation, I knew there was something different about this place and about the people behind it. He wasn't just trying to sell me a watch, he was genuinely excited. Excited to share stories, to connect, and talk about the passion we both had for horology. That moment stuck with me because it didn't feel like I was just in a store. It felt like I found the community, a place where we collectors belong, and for me, it was a start of something bigger. Fast forward to today, Brandon may no longer be with Benbridge, but the feeling he created, that sense of connection is still very much alive. Recently, I got the call, the one every collector dreams about for my Rolex allocation. And today, I couldn't be more excited to bring you along to the Benbridge flagship store in Rancho Cucamonga. Together, we'll step inside their brand new Rolex showroom, I'll take you through the full experience firsthand, and finally, we'll collect the piece that I've been dreaming about together. And make sure to stick around to the very end for something special. Walking into a Rolex showroom is an experience on its own, and every AD has their own way of doing it. What makes Benbridge stand out for me is the level of personalized service. At this location, you need an appointment to sit down with a personal jeweler and Rolex specialist, and honestly, I love that. You get time to really connect, catch up, share your story, truly build a relationship, try on some of those timepieces you've been dreaming about, and step into a bigger story of Rolex itself. Think about it, this is a brand that's been to the top of Everest, that's gone to the bottom of the ocean, and that's kept time at racetracks and on the wrist of world leaders. And then there's sports. Rolex has been on the biggest stages in the world, from Wimbledon's grass courts to the roars of Le Mans to the greens of Augusta. Wherever precision and performance matter, Rolex is there. So when that tray with the golden crown comes out and they place those watches in front of you, it just hits different. You're not just wearing a piece of steel or precious metal, you're holding a piece of that legacy, and in that moment you realize this isn't just about adding a watch to your collection, it's about becoming part of the story Rolex has been writing for over a century. Then you start soaking in all the layers of design in the showroom and all the details hit you. The very first thing that grabs you is the lighting. The glass designed to mimic the Cyclops lens, magnifying the details so every single watch just comes alive under it. The wave patterns on the walls nod to the oyster's connection to the sea, the sharp clean lines at the counter echo the fluted bezel, and even the geometry of the decor mirrors those iconic lollipop hands. It's like Rolex's DNA is woven into every corner of the room. The wood panels are rich, deep, and textured, the kind of finish that feels timeless. It gives the whole space warmth, like a private lounge where you actually want to sit down and talk watches for hours. Everywhere you look, subtle touches of Rolex green and gold appear. Green isn't just a color here, it represents the brand's heritage, success, and prestige. Gold conveys timeless value, achievement, and the artistry Rolex pours into every piece. Together, they're more than just decoration, they're the brand's identity, woven into every corner of the showroom. It's both luxurious and welcoming at the same time. You don't just see the craftsmanship in the watches, you really feel it in the space itself. It's one of those experiences that makes you pause, take it all in, and really appreciate what Rolex represents. Alright, let's see who's been paying attention. I've dropped some hints throughout the video, and any guesses on which Rolex model I'm about to take home? Drop a comment on your guesses below. Stepping into the collection room, the mood instantly shifts. The noise of the showroom fades, and suddenly you're in a private, intimate space, a setting that reminds you exactly why you're here. For us collectors, this is the pinnacle. All the anticipation, the dreaming, it all leads to this moment. You're not just picking up a new watch, it's about the story of how you got here and that feeling of finally having something on your wrist that you've truly worked for. Now comes the moment I've been waiting for. That mix of excitement and a little bit of nerves. My personal jeweler Danielle pulled out the iconic green box, and just seeing him there made my heart skip a beat. And here's a first look, guys. This is the Rolex Datejust 41mm fluted bezel on a Jubilee bracelet, reference number 126334, also known as the Wimbledon. Did you guys guess that right? Now I want to take a moment to personally thank the entire team and what honestly feels like an extended family at Benbridge. From the very first moment I walked in till today, every single person I've interacted with has made this experience truly special. I'll never forget my first conversation with Brandon, talking watches for hours like old friends, and Danielle. She genuinely cares about you, she cares about your story, and she's been an early believer in this channel from the very beginning. Your passion, knowledge, and personal care make all the difference, and I couldn't be more grateful. Alright, let's go ahead and take off the Rolex GMT Master 2 16710 Coke and get sized up for the Wimbledon. So when you guys collect your new watch, do you wear one of your favorites into the store, or do you wear your new watch out? Let me know in the comments below. When you purchase a Rolex from an AD, there's a little bit more that happens behind the scenes than just handing you over the watch. First, the AD records all the details such as the serial number, the reference number, and your information like your name and the purchase date. This is how your watch officially gets tied to you. Next comes the important part, the warranty. By registering the watch with Rolex, the dealer activates your international 5-year warranty. Rolex also keeps track internally of which dealer sold which watch. This helps with authenticity checks, servicing, and making sure everything stays official. So when you bring in your watch for a service down the line, they can verify it in their records, confirm you as the owner, that the piece is authentic, and make sure it's covered. It's not a public database, it's all internal, but it's an important part of what makes owning a Rolex special. Man, this piece is sick. That fluted bezel and slate sunray dial reflects light like nothing else, and my favorite detail is the Roman numerals, which are outlined in Rolex's signature green. That pop-up green color gives the watch its own personality, sporty yet elegant, with a subtle nod to the iconic green grass courts of Wimbledon. And honestly, having it here on my wrist feels like a dream. One of the final steps in taking home your Rolex is something a lot of people don't realize, the unstickering process. Every Rolex leaves the factory fully protected with stickers on the case, bracelet, clasp, and even the case back. But here's the thing, Rolex requires that those stickers be removed at time of purchase. Now don't worry guys, though Daniel's nails are long, they're dull and no watches were hurt or scratched during this process. I mean, either way, watches are supposed to be worn and loved. Things like that add character, am I right? So I mean, it's kind of a cool ritual. The moment those stickers come off, it's no longer just a Rolex, it's your Rolex. Now that the watch has been fully unstickered and sized, let's get it back on the wrist and check it out. Man, everything fits perfectly and I can't get over how gorgeous this thing is. This piece marks a milestone and it's more than just a watch for me. Over the last year, I've stepped out of my comfort zone, created this channel, and taught myself how to film and edit for the very first time. Along the way, I've not only grown as a creator and collector, but I've built friendships and partnerships that I truly feel will last for the long run. So when I look down at this Wimbledon, I don't just see a beautiful watch. I see the journey that's brought me here, the late nights learning, the risks, the connections, and both the moments of doubt and joy. And that's what really collecting is all about. It's not just a watch, it's the story behind it, the growth and the people you share it with, and that's why I'm so excited to keep sharing this journey with all of you. So if you've enjoyed coming along today, make sure to subscribe, like, drop a comment, and join me for what's next because this is only the beginning. For all you real ones still tuning in, here's something special. This day was extra meaningful because I was invited to a private event hosted by Bridge, celebrating their new flagship store, the opening of the Rolex showroom, and most importantly, all of us, their friends, family, and partners. Being there, surrounded by fellow enthusiasts and collectors, it truly felt like I was part of something bigger, a moment in the store's history, and to experience all of that on the very same day I collected the Wimbledon, that's a memory I'll carry with me forever. Now there are many reasons why we wear watches, and for some it's simply because they're beautiful, for others it's about making a meaningful memory or celebrating a milestone. Some see it as a way to showcase success, while others are fascinated by the engineering and craftsmanship that goes into each piece, and honestly for most of us, it's a mix of all of these. I mentioned earlier how I found my people, a community, and a place where we collectors belong, and tonight that truly came to life. Being here, surrounded by like-minded enthusiasts, talking and connecting about our love for watches was incredibly meaningful, and it makes the joy of watch collecting even greater. Representatives from brands such as Tag Heuer, Tudor, and Grand Seiko were also there, sharing their passion, knowledge, and expertise with the community. And of course, for those of you who've been following my channel, you already know my affinity for Grand Seiko. And for anyone tuning in for the first time, I'll leave a link in the description below to my hands-on review of the new UFA Spring Drive, as well as my experience purchasing my Lake Suwa in Japan. The team at Bridge are just as passionate as we are. You see it in the personal experience like the event tonight, the genuine care, and even collaborations like this limited edition piece between Bridge and Oris. Honestly, what other jeweler do you know that's doing anything like this? Everything I've been feeling has come full circle here at Bridge, a company that's been around for over a century, founded in 1912. What you're seeing here is a passionate group of people enjoying each other's company admiring timepieces and jewelry, and celebrating this momentous event together here in the Inland Empire. A very special thanks to everyone at Benbridge for hosting such a memorable evening, welcoming all of us collectors into a night full of conversation, laughter, food and drinks, but more than that, they gave us a chance to connect with one another, share our stories, celebrate our passions, and really show why this so-called watch community is so special. Seeing the turnout tonight, it really feels like we're living through something special, almost like a watch renaissance in our own community, and being here, I get the sense that Benbridge feels it too. They're not just witnessing the shift, they're leaning into it, embracing this new wave of watch culture, and making nights like this possible for collectors like us. Thanks again for tuning in. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. It really does help the channel out, and make sure to check out some of these other videos. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.